Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I hope you're having a great day. Let me know, even if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments. Go ahead, type a little comment, say hey. Let me know if you're new around here. If not, welcome to all my seasoned viewers. If you're new, though, just to let you know, checkwithed.com is where you're going to want to start later, not now. So I'm going to pop that in the comments here, checkwithed.com. Hey, Chrissy, welcome. Checkwithed.com has everything you need to know in one fell swoop. It's a quick one-pager for you to help you if you want to work with me. There's a button there if you want to join the Hey Ed community or learn more about it, I should say. There's a button there for you. And then obviously to get on my email list if you're not doing that. Hey, Mickey, welcome. So there's your 3 bullet points there. And then, of course, there's much more in terms of my main site and all the other things that you can do. There's also tools that I share with you of what I'm using and what I recommend, all that good stuff. So take a look at that later, not right now. Also, if you're new, this is a business talk show. We talk about business, tech, and the user experience. We go live Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Typically runs anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Just depends on the content, just depends on the day. So, and if you want to become a guest on the show, which we encourage, it's free to do. All you have to do is go to checkwithed.com, and then actually I'll put that on the main page there, but you can see there should be something for Ed Talk TV. If not, I'll add it there because I just redid that page. edtalktv.com is another one that you can go to, and it will take you right to that spot. So it's there. So, perfect. Ready for some random news, Mickey? I know. We got this one. This one's pretty random, I will say. If you have children in the room, they may not want to see this one. I'll just put that disclaimer out there. It's going to be good, yeah. So, we're going to jump into random news, and then we're going to talk about today's topic, which is the magic number of attendees you want for your next meeting. So, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you guys have to set up meetings? And by have to, I mean that's kind of the thing that you need to do, whether it's for your business or the company you work for. Because I know a lot of you might be juggling both your own business and a 9-to-5. Some of you may just be doing a 9-to-5, thinking about going to your own business. Either way, there's going to be meetings involved. And so this is going to be a real short, quick breakdown. But I thought it was interesting to note these from a blog post that I read from Evernote. So we'll go through those here in just a few minutes, but we're going to jump into random news first, and then we'll go from there. So today, do you guys know what today is? Besides Wednesday, besides May, 23rd? I got to look at the calendar. Yeah, May 23rd. Besides all of that, do you know what today is? It is a very, very special day as we celebrate something. Do you know what we're celebrating? And no, it's not me. No, it's not Ed Talk TV. We're celebrating you, of course. But Chrissy says, yes, I do every Sunday evening. Oh, nice, perfect. You set up meetings sometimes, Mickey? Nice, okay, perfect. It is Hump Day, Chrissy, yep. So it is a day that we celebrate, and I didn't know this. I don't know how official this is. But apparently, today is celebrating turtles. Yeah. Today we are celebrating turtles, who we love having make more turtles. And we're not going to go through all of these, but again, may not want the kids to watch this part. But you have a whole series, and if you want the link, I can share it with you, but there's a whole series of how turtles are made in the different positions that the turtles go, because we needed to know all of this. I mean, this is very important to understand, what turtles are doing, how they're doing it, and what they're doing it with. So, we're celebrating that today. So, well done, turtles. Very, very cool. Chris is like, oh, I did see that. Yeah, really random. How you like that, Mickey? So, happy Turtle Day to all of you guys. Get them, turtles. Go out there and get them. Happy Hump Turtle Day. There you go. And how fitting is that? It's on Hump Day. Love it. Love it. So that's part of random news. The other part, Mickey's all our research dollars at work. It's true. It's true. We have to know what the turtles are doing. The turtles are going to lead us somewhere, and not just to another turtle, you guys. They'll lead us somewhere. It may take a while. Listen, it's just like running your own business, right? If you take the long road, like the turtle, you're going to eventually end up in the right spot. It's just going to take you a long time. That's okay. You're not in a hurry. You want to take your time. You want to understand things. You want to get a perspective of what's going on and what's going on around you. So, take it easy. Hang out with the turtle a little bit there. Another random news, in other random news, I should say, we have Facebook introducing a new feature. Does anybody know what that is? Even if you're catching the replay. Do you know what this new feature is? Apparently, it's going to be rolling out to the U.S. over the coming weeks, according to the blog post. But it's a new feature that's taking on Yelp. Here we go again. Facebook's trying to be the one and only. So they're actually introducing a new feature that lets you shop for handymen, house cleaners, plumbers, and other, quote, home services. Let's hope that prostitution is not in there. I'm just saying, Craigslist, I think there's like some tab or something, and that gets people into trouble. And so let's just hope that other home services doesn't include that, because I could see that going really bad really quickly. And they're going to have this feature in the Facebook Marketplace. So let me ask you, how many of you guys know about Facebook Marketplace? Anybody? Do you guys know what Facebook Marketplace is? Chrissy, you guys do you not have Yelp in the UK, or not Facebook Marketplace, or both? I'm just curious. While Chrissy's working on that, I'm just curious how many of you guys actually use or even know about Marketplace for Facebook. I love that Mickey's all, quote, "Turtle love is just like running a business." Hashtag EdTalkTV. It is. You do have that. Okay, perfect. So I haven't seen this feature come out yet, but it's coming in the next few weeks, and it will basically let you shop for, I'm reading the blog post for you guys, it will let you shop for services and chat. Here's the cool thing. Here's where it gets really personal, and this is where I want you to take note, because this is where your business is going to. So they didn't just add, or they're not just adding this feature to the marketplace here soon, where you can now shop for home services, but they're taking it a step further, right? Instead of it just being an advertising area for you to advertise your home business, they're taking it a step further where you can connect. You see that? Engage? That's where they're going. First, you got to show up, so they have to have the marketplace. Next, you got to deliver, so what do? And then third, you have to engage. Talk to me. Like, how can I help you? That's the equation there. And so they're filling all of those spots right here in the marketplace, or will be soon. And so you'll be able to do that, and they're letting you connect. And they said, like other marketplace extensions, the new hotline to household maintenance is enabled by partnerships with third parties. In this case, Porsche, Handy, and Home Advisor. Not quite sure about those things, but it will be interesting to see how this rolls out. And you can see how they're really expanding Messenger platform, basically, because you're going to be connecting with them through Messenger. So it's really trying to tie in that one and all platform. I will say, I can see that being very handy, and because businesses are already on Facebook, they already have a business page, hopefully, and they're trying to make that their thing, their platform, the business owner. You still need a website. Don't forget your website. But I can see why this is a good feature to have on Facebook, and it will be interesting to see how it rolls out and how people adopt it. I will say I don't use Marketplace at all, actually. I think I might have posted a few things in there, like, Craigslist garage sale items a year or two ago, but that was about it. Mickey says, I see Facebook Marketplace, I think it's like a Craigslist. Yeah, exactly. It's basically like Craigslist built in. It's supposed to be safer, better because it's on Facebook, I guess. But it's interesting. I haven't used it in a long, long time. It looks like it has its own. Um, it has its own like little. So it's a little shop. It looks like a little shop on there. And then what you can do is you can just browse the different categories, and then there's stuff on top, and then you can see what's going on. So, for instance, if we went to categories, you have vehicles, rentals, jobs, products from shops, items from people, daily deals, order food. So those are the things there that are coming up with it. Crafters use it over there, Chrissy says. Okay, cool. Very cool. I like this, products from shops. I'm guessing that that's your Facebook shop. Although some of these products don't look like they're from a Facebook store. They actually look like they're from catalogs and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. Items from people. There's a lot of different things in here. So, I mean, that's a whole, you guys, this is a whole nother ballgame in the marketplace there. So if you've used it, let us know, even if you're watching the replay, let us know in the comments what you like, what you don't like, just share your thoughts on it, because it's still, I would say it's still fairly new, because I don't know a lot of people that are actually using it. That doesn't mean that it's not being used, but it's just I don't know a lot of people. It's kind of like stories on Facebook. It's there. People are slowly starting to use it and starting to figure out that it's something there. I will say, I feel like a lot of us, especially those of us who have grown up with Facebook, it's just the newsfeed social platform, right? So all these extras, like the marketplace, well, I guess Messenger, sort of, but Messenger's tied in everywhere. All these extra things that they're packing into Facebook, though, it's one of those things like, oh, yeah, okay, I didn't know really what that did, or I don't really use that because I use the newsfeed all the time. Like, we're always there. Hey, welcome. So with the marketplace, I feel like that's a new thing. Just like Facebook Watch, the watch thing, that's something new. Hey, Carla, welcome. Your musician friends love checking out deals on Facebook Marketplace. Good to know. Good to know. I'm going to have to start looking more on there. Not that I need to buy anything. I mean, I need to sell a lot of stuff. But I need to start like playing around in there a little bit more. It's just, you kind of forget that it's there, even though there's a little thing at the bottom. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, all I really do is I go in, I browse my news feeds. I got a few different ones that I want to look at. And then I go into my community and I work in there all the time. And then I go into a couple other communities, and then that's pretty much it. So it's like I try to stay as focused as possible when I go in there. And since I'm not trying to buy stuff, I don't really play around with the marketplace. But it's good to know that people are using it, and it's a good place to check out. And it's probably safer than Craigslist, to be honest, I would think. So that's your random news. Now, for those who are trying to set up meetings, and this is either now or later. This is kind of why I want to bring it up, because it's a good little breakdown. It's basically 4 bullet points, and then I have like a little bonus part from this awesome article. It's a blog post from Evernote, which I'll share the blog post at the end here. But it's great. Everyone's jumping in. Perfect timing. Love it. So when it comes to setting up meetings, I will remember even back at my 9 to 5, some meetings were just snore fest, right? You were just like, why am I here? Like, how many of you guys, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you have been in those meetings where you're like, dude, the clock is ticking. Why am I here? I need to go. Like, I'm off in 5 minutes. I want to go home. I want to go to lunch. Like, we already said that 500 times. I will tell you, I still remember, oh my goodness, being in some meetings, Carla's like, yes. I remember being in some of these meetings. There were monthly meetings. Fine, whatever, right? Touch base with all the different sites and stuff, that's fine. They'd be monthly meetings, and every time you always had the same people complain about the same things. And I say complain because they were actually complaining. And it was always about the same thing, and it was literally like that little group and the facilitator. The rest of us are sitting there like, Can we go? We good? Yeah? Okay. All right. Oh, we're still here? Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah, I need to go. Somebody just called. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go let the dogs out. Like, it's a mess. I gotta go. Bye. Like, it's that kind of thing. Hey, Whitney, welcome. It's been those kind of meetings, right? Like, this is way back in my 9 to 5 days. And so those are like the worst. And then the more, you get in there, the longer it seems. And then it comes down to that Carla's like, I gotta go. Yep. Mickey's like, oh, so many meetings at some places I worked and no points. Yeah, blah, 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 right? And how much of a waste of time is that, not only for you, the attendee, but also for the facilitator, and also, let's face it, the boss, if they're not the facilitator, and how much time and money is being wasted. And now everyone is backed up in their workflow, and we just wasted money on a meeting because, when you set up a meeting, for the most part, you got to have the food, even if they're little snack items. You got to make the time, and if it's not during the workday, then it's after the workday, so now you're paying extra, or you had to shift things around, or you had to stay open later, or whatever. Like, all these things start adding up, right? And so when it comes to setting meetings, especially these days, you want to just, boom, short, sweet, and to the point. Sometimes you guys might not even have to have a meeting if you're in constant communication, I should say. Oftentimes when I'm working with clients, we don't really have any set meetings because we're constantly in contact with each other. We're constantly showing up. Here's another example. Inside the Hey Ed community, if you don't know what it is, you can find out at checkwithed.com. But inside the Hey Ed community, we technically have a weekly check-in where I literally check in with the group for that time period. You guys, I'm checking in daily with everyone though, consistently throughout the day. So yes, I still have the official one, but I do all these daily check-ins that it doesn't matter about that main one. I mean, that still matters in my head, but you know what I'm saying? When you're in constant communication with people, it's fine. And then if you need to get more people involved, then you need to make sure that it's the right people. I'm going to tie this in real quick to our email, because email is what kills everyone, right? If you're watching the replay, let us know as well. But how many of you hate email? I love email when it's used properly. And a lot of us may not know how to properly use email because when it first came out, we were learning it, and then all of a sudden, bam, there's text messaging. And then everything crossed back and forth. And now it's just a mess. But when it comes to email, especially when it's in large organizations, you will have so much extra email because everyone's CCing and BCCing you, even though you have no need to have those emails. I am so careful, you guys, when I CC people. I rarely BCC people, but when I CC people, you see that? CC, I CC you, I see you. Just kidding. When I'm trying to send an email, I really try to keep it to that one person, or 2 or 3. I think the max has been 5 if it's on a team and they're all email based. But hey Paula, welcome. But when it comes to email and working with people, try not to CC or BCC people that don't need that information. Unless they are directly involved, they don't need to know. Why? Because they're not going to want to check that email anyway, and now you're adding more to their inbox. That means they can't get to the ones that they really want. So keep that in mind when you're emailing people. That's also why you have project management systems like Trello that are really popular, because then you can keep the comments going and it's not so much email. That's why Slack is popular, because you don't have to deal with necessarily the whole inbox thing, and I sent you an email and then you're responding, but I've already finished something. It's just quicker. It's chat versus doing this whole snail mail thing through the internet. So just be aware of asking yourself, and I have a free course tutorial thing for you if you really want to learn how to properly supply or create and send your emails. I have a whole course around that. That's free because somebody of my older one of my older 9-to-5s was an internship, and I had a photo editor who had sent me, well, didn't send me. Man, I am just like all over the place. Sorry, guys. My photo editor at the time had taught me how to properly send email and how to structure it and everything. So I've taken that info for you guys, and I've created a free course if you need it, because it's important and it helps when you do email correctly. So keep that in mind. And how that ties into this is the same thing with meetings. Only invite the people that absolutely need to be there. And we're going to break this down here in just a second in terms of kind of what those numbers look like. But really think to yourself, if you're the one creating the meeting, ask yourself, what is the topic? Who should be involved? And then pause and then look back at that list and say, do they really need to be here? And then start checking people off that don't need to be there. Because here's the thing. You can send out a recap. Yeah. You can send out a document recapping the meeting to the team. You can send out a quick video. I would suggest video if you can, or an audio clip. And then here's the thing. Keep it under 5 minutes. Do a quick recap. 5 minutes or less. We covered XYZ. If you're interested, shoot me an email, hit me up on Slack, whatever your management system is, whatever. Like, keep it moving. Just put the information out there so it's available, but don't require everyone to show up if they don't need to be there. Chrissy says, is Facebook for the workplace any good? Oh, you were reading my mind, Chrissy. So some of you guys might have seen in my story today, I actually was on a workshop call training around Facebook Workplace. We won't get too far into this, but does anybody use Workplace? I'm just curious. Even if you're watching the replay, do you use Workplace? Do you even know what Workplace is? Because I still think there's another one. I still think that's fairly new for people, and not a lot of people know really what that's all about. For me, I have some ideas for Workplace, personally. However, we're not there yet in terms of when and why I would use that, but that's why I took the training, so that way I can kind of see it a little bit more. Carla says no. Chrissy says I keep looking at it. Yeah, so basically, here's a quick rundown of what Workplace is. Not sure what it is, Paula. Cool. So, perfect. This is going to be a quick rundown as it ties into meetings and working and all in collaboration. So, you guys, we have Facebook. Hey, that's what you're watching me on right now. So we have Facebook, which we're used to. And then we have our personal profiles and our business pages all right here. That's one lump sum under Facebook. Then, if we move over here, move it over there, we have Workplace by Facebook. Completely separate, completely different logins, completely different apps. They're totally separate. Even though the name Facebook is tied to it, Facebook.com and Workplace are two separate businesses, basically. Think of them as two separate businesses. So they're completely separate. So just because you have a Facebook page and a Facebook profile does not mean you have anything tied to Workplace. It's completely different. If you wanted to use Workplace, it is similar to how Facebook works in terms of a news feed, the sidebar on the desktop, you have groups, so it's very similar, and it is recommended for those who are more than like one or two people because it's a collaboration platform. And what it does is it allows you to have people who don't even have Facebook, they can still be a part of Workplace. And so it allows you to really collaborate with your team and set up basically groups. Can be, think of them as channels if you use Slack. Groups are also different departments, different rooms. Think of them as chat rooms. So you have your organization. So let's say I have Ed Troxel Creative, and that's my Workplace. Within that, I can have different groups. So marketing, notices, LA team, New York team, because we're going to be global, even though that's still in the US. But, London team, all of that stuff, right? And so in each of those groups, then I just post what's relevant to that group. And then people can comment and go live just like you would on Facebook. So it's pretty cool. There is a free account, so you can try it out if you wanted to. Chrissy says, I tried to add my team, but I found it difficult. Yeah, I haven't added anybody yet, Chrissy, and they have to have, so as far as I know so far, the free account requires that everyone be at your domain name. So it has to be at your organization. If you were trying to add people that are outside of your organization, let's say Carla at gmail.com, then you would have to pay $3 a month for each active user. So that's how Workplace starts out. They have a free version, but then there's the paid version, which is $3 a month, which is not bad when you look at it, especially because it's unlimited everything. Slack charges, I forget how much, but you have a limit. And I personally, I'm not a Slack guy. I've used it and I haven't fallen in love with it. We're just not there yet. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, we went out on a few dates. I know you're supposed to be good, you know, and I know that a lot of people, you know, this sounds really bad, like using you, but I'm just not there yet, you know. I'll keep trying. We'll keep dating just a little longer, but I'm not ready to commit to you. That sounds so bad. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to relate it to dating, right? So that's how I feel with Slack. Whereas like with Workplace, I mean, I've only seen it in a few instances, but I'm like, okay, you're cool. Like, I like hanging out with you. I'll make this work because you're similar to what I'm used to, and at $3 a month for each active user, that's not bad. For unlimited everything, like that's not bad at all, especially if you're running a business. Wit says not big on Slack either. Okay, cool. I'm glad I'm not alone. There's 19 of you, Chrissy. I think it would be good if you can work it out. Yeah, for sure. For sure. That would be awesome for you, Chrissy. And hit them up, you guys. If any of you are interested in it, they do have free workshops. I think they're weekly. That's what I took today to go over, you know, what Workplace is and how to use it. And then they have questions at the end, and it's all through GoToMeeting. And then they also have a bunch of other things tied to it. So it's pretty cool. So I'm still learning it. But at $3 a month for active users, and they consider an active user anybody who logs in at least once in the month. So let's say, with Chrissy's example, you have 19 people on your team. Well, let's say only 5 of them log in. You're only paying $15 that month, because you only are paying $3 for each active user. That means whoever logged in at least once during that month. So it's not bad, you know. Plus you get, all of the Facebook features, but it's completely separate from Facebook that we're used to. So it's really fascinating. I have a lot of ideas for how I can use it. I'm just thinking forward here, and that's how you always want to be, is look at different options and think how you might be able to use that in the future for whatever you're working on. So there's Workplace for you. So definitely check that out. Now, tying it into our magic number of attendees for your meetings. So these are going to be a couple. I got 4 breakdowns for you, and then we'll talk about the little bonus part, and this all came from an Evernote blog post that I read earlier today. So I'll share the blog post as well in the comments afterwards. So when you are working on your attendee list for your meetings, you got a topic. You want people to come in and sit down or stand for your meeting. A couple things you want to do before you actually get the number here is you want to make sure that you have an agenda, right? You want to think about what topics are you going to talk about. There should be main topic and then maybe a couple talking points just to cover. I like to stick to one topic, up to 3 talking points. You guys hear that all the time from me, whether it's a Facebook Live, a course, lesson for a course, I should say, or anything else. That just helps set the stage because we all kind of need an outline. Then what you want to do is you want to figure out, based off of the topic, how many people should be attending. So that's where we're going to get into this list. So number 1, if you're trying to solve a problem, invite 4 to 6 people. That's it. That's it. 4 to 6 people. And again, when you make that initial list, remind yourself to pause afterwards and kind of look at those names and ask yourself, is Susie really need to be here? Is Jim really need to be here? Does Paula and Carla and Chrissy and Vicky and Mickey and all of these people, do they really need to be here? And then I would actually take it a step further. This is me putting in my own 2 cents, of course. I would take it a step further and write down 1, 2, or maybe 3 things that they would bring to the table. That's how I would spin it. So you make your list of people that you want to bring to the, and this can work for any of these, by the way. You make your list of people that should be attending the meeting, and then maybe just do, and you guys, I'm just saying, like, I'm not making anything crazy here. I'm just saying, let me get a clean sheet of paper. I'm just saying all you have to do is this. This just makes it a little more fun, I think, and then you can kind of know, you can kind of have a sense of who's in the room. So if we did me, for instance, Ed, tech, biz, advice, web. This is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You put the name of the person and up to 3 things that you know them for. That's it. That way you can kind of see, once you make your list of, in this case, 4 to 6 people, you can see that list and you can see what variety you have that are going to be attending that meeting. So the first one is to solve a problem, invite 4 to 6 people. Ed's take on that, add 1 to 3 things about each person so that way you know who's going to be in the room. So there's that one. Number 2, to make a decision, invite 4 to 7 people. So pretty close to the first one, 4 to 7 people. The third, to set an agenda, invite 5 to 15 people. Notice how that varies there. That's kind of a big gap, 5 to 15, because you're setting an agenda. So it's kind of like a brainstorming session. You want to bring in enough people that can kind of get things moving and flowing, but not like too many. And again, all of these, I would say, write down their names, draw out at least 3 bubbles or 3, lines with what they do, just so you have them there. Then, number 4, to brainstorm, which is similar to the agenda one, 10 to 20 people. See how they're kind of close in there? So basically you're looking at anywhere from 5 to 20 people. Notice all 4 of these, whether you're solving a problem, you're making a decision, you're setting an agenda, or you're brainstorming, none of them go over 20. None of them. Because it's going to get too crazy and you're going to have way too many people involved that don't need to be there. So again, think about who you're inviting, what do they do, and why do they need to be there. That way it keeps everything going. Then, as your bonus part here, you want to make sure that if those things don't really click for you, that is so weird. Sorry, guys. All right. It's so weird that my computer has done that twice now. So if you have not figured out like that magic number, there's this interesting one. This is the bonus part. Hopefully I still have you guys. It says I'm still live, so we're good. So the bonus part here is you can use Jeff's, Jeff B, Bezos. I always feel like I say his name wrong. Amazon Jeff, like that Jeff. Yeah, that Jeff, Amazon Jeff. So you can use his famous 2 pizza rule. Have you guys ever heard of that? This is the first time I've ever heard of that. I thought it was actually really clever to know the 2 pizza rule. Did you guys know about that? Tell me, even if you're watching the replay. I'm also going to just double, triple check that we're live still in the group, or not in the group, but on Facebook, because I did have the little pause there. Okay. Figured out like that. Cool. Thank you, Chrissy. Yep. So I didn't know this either, but apparently there's this rule that Jeff has that is the 2 pizza rule. Good. Paula, Carla, I'm glad you guys haven't heard of this either. I'm glad I'm not alone. See, we're learning together. That's what I love. So the 2-pizza rule is if your group is larger than you can feed 2 pizzas to, then that's too many people. That's just that, period. Hey, sister, new, never heard of it. Perfect. So basically, think of 2 pizzas and how many people that would feed. That's the amount of people that you want in your meeting. Doesn't matter what the topic is, you don't want to go past 2 pizzas. So when we go to all those holiday parties and those, well, it's not really a holiday party, but when we go to the meetings and you got 4 pizzas, that's when you're in trouble. You're going to be like, oh, crap. We're going to be here for a while. Why did they listen to Ed? Why don't they tune into Ed? Hashtag check with Ed, guys. Come on. We're not trying to be here all night. You should be only having 2 pizzas, right? That's what I would be thinking if I was still going to some of these meetings. I'm telling you. So let me real quick recap for you guys. The magic number for attendees for your next meeting should be as follows. 1, if you're solving a problem, invite 4 to 6 people. Number 2, if you're making a decision, invite 4 to 7 people. If you're setting an agenda, invite 5 to 15 people. And if you're brainstorming, invite 10 to 20 people. Again, use Jeff from Amazon, use his method, his famous formula of 2 pizza rule. So basically, if it's more than 2 pizzas, I just messed that up. See, I was trying too hard for you guys. So follow Jeff from Amazon, his famous 2 pizza rule, that if it can't feed people from 2 pizzas, then you have too many people. You get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. See, that was just too much. And then my take on it all is that when you are making your list, I want you to list the person's name and up to 3 bullet points of what is their expertise. What do you know them for? What are they doing? That way, when you look at your list as a whole and you know the topic, you're like, okay, we got a good mix going on here. Especially when it comes to you guys making, any of these to solve a problem, decision, agenda, brainstorm. I mean, any of those, really, this would make sense. But especially when you're trying to brainstorm, you want to be pulling people from all your different departments because everyone needs to work together. The common thing that I hear all the time, especially when it's like large corporations, is, marketing is here, sales is here, social media is here, video and other stuff is over here, but no one's talking to each other. They're talking at each other. Do this, do that, where's this, when's this getting done, how come this isn't posted? But nobody knows what's going on as a whole. That's when you would be pulling, in my case, I would say, that's when you would pull the top people from each of those departments and be like, listen, we need to work this out. We need to figure out how are we going to solve this problem? How are we going to step up communication? How are these departments going to work together? Because it's no longer a separation. I don't know if it's ever been a separation, but a lot of companies have it separate. It's one of those things that every department needs to know a little bit about each department. And I say department because I'm talking about 9-to-5s, but that's the same thing that's going to happen in your business. If it's just a one-man, one-woman shop, it doesn't matter. You're going to be setting yourself up for this because you're going to bring on people at some point, whether they're temporary or full-time hires. You're still going to be prepared for this. So that's why we're talking about this right now. So really think about, how you can get everyone to be communicating with each other, how you can get everyone to show up, deliver, and engage. Because those, again, are the 3 core values that everyone will need in order to do whatever it is you're trying to get them to do. Same with how you're going to show up and deliver right here on Facebook Live, Periscope if you use Periscope, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, whatever live platform you're trying to get on, you got to do it. You just have to. And then you follow up in those comments with the engagement, because the engagement's the biggest part, you guys. That's the biggest part. That's why we always talk about you need to find a community, whether it's free or paid. Find a community. Yes, I have mine, which is the Hey Ed, so definitely check that out. But if that doesn't work for you, then find another one. But be a part of a community. I will say though, for less than, I did the math the other day, at the current price, for way less than $2 a day for business and tech support, like that's just, it's bananas. It's bananas. I will just say that. But pricing does go up June 1st, so keep that in mind. But find a community that you can work with, that you can grow with, that you can have fun with. That's another big part too. You have to have fun because this is a lot of work, and there's a lot of things that are going to go on that are going to make you want to cry. They're going to make you want to pull out your hair. They're going to make you so frustrated that you just want to throw your phone out the window. But if you do, you broke the window, which now you have to pay for, and then you broke your phone, which is your lifeline, so then you got to go pay for that, and then you're a few thousand, if not more, in the hole than you were 5 seconds ago. Hence why you need a community so that you can talk to and engage with. It's not just me saying that, it's true. We do need that. Just like I need the gym. I need to see other people. I need to be able to go and connect with other people. That's why I need a trainer at the gym, because I need to have someone who can push me, who can show me the right way, who I can who I can talk to about X, Y, Z, who I can learn from, who I can ask questions about what I've heard, what I read, just to confirm, because she's the master in that department in terms of fitness and nutrition. So it's that type of stuff that's why you hire consultants. That's why you hire coaches and business advisors and join communities and be a part of, country clubs and things like that, is because you need to be a part of something. It's going to help you, whether it's relaxing, whether it's business, whether it's whatever else. Like, you have to be a part of something. And it's amazing once you do get into that. I will tell you, even from my personal journey, not just with Hey Ed, but with my fitness and everything else, it's like, oh, yeah, this is really, really valuable, and I'm learning so much. And even today, I had a training appointment, and I already have 2 new books that I need to get that literally break down everything in terms of my nutrition, not just mine, but our nutrition, and what's good, what's not, why, and it's beautifully broken down, you guys. I can't wait to share the book with you once I get it. But I would have never known that if I didn't ask the questions that I had made on my notes to ask the personal trainer, right? Because I had that resource. I knew who to ask versus just relying on what I Googled. Because we all know we can find answers on Google, but and that's a start, but we need someone to help confirm it. We need someone to help to shed some light on it, because what we find isn't always exact. And there's always, tweaks and things to be made. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. I hope that all of these points work for you. Excuse me. One more time, I'll run through them just to have it as a nice ending here. Hopefully I won't mess up on the 2 pizza thing. But again, if you are setting up any meetings, the magic number that you kind of want to work with is as followed. To solve a problem, invite 4 to 6 people. To make a decision, invite 4 to 7 people. To set an agenda, invite 5 to 15 people. To brainstorm, invite 10 to 20 people. Again, my take on it is add the names and up to 3 things that they're known for, that person's known for. And then when in doubt, think of the 2 pizza rule, that if you have more people than you can feed with 2 pizzas, that's way too many. You got to cut that list down. So if a group is larger than feeding more than 2 pizzas to the group is too large. Exactly, yes. So that's what I have for you. Oh, I will share this blog post in the comments right now, and we're good to go. Boom. So I will leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you need anything, let me know in the comments, especially replay viewers. Say hello at the very least, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.